Okay, so let's talk about human design in real life. And this human design experiment video is going to be about reflectors, the daily tasks that I think every reflector needs to be doing every single day in order to live in alignment with their human design. So, these videos are actually a part of my new program, The Experiment, which is essentially a 3-month deconditioning and implementation program for your human design. So if you're ready to actually live your design instead of just learning about it, then go ahead and click the link in my description to sign up for the program. If you are new here, hello, my name is Ebony. I am a human design reader, expert, and coach. So, reflectors, I love talking about reflectors. I think you guys are amazing. Well, I think we're all amazing, but I really think you guys are amazing. And along with manifestors, I think your design differs the most. Not manifestors, projectors. Along with projectors, I think your design differs the most in terms of daily energetic maintenance. So that's what we're going to talk about. The first thing, the most okay, so reflectors are only 1% of the population. So I haven't had a lot of reflector clients, but I do have a reflector sister. And if there was one thing, if there was one thing that I could make every reflector in the world do, like you would have no choice, every day you would do it, is tracking the transits. Tracking the transits, especially the moon. What sign is it in? What phase is it in? You know, waxing, full, new, whatever. And what gate it's in. Even if you did just those 3 things, and then journal daily on like how you're feeling, how much clarity do you have around the things that, you know, you're making decisions on, right? If every reflector would just do that every single day, I really think it would be so beneficial. So the first thing on my list is tracking the transits. Now, I personally would focus on the moon transits because as a reflector, your strategy is to wait a lunar cycle, which is 28 days. So, tracking the moon, what sign it's in, what phase it's in, what gate it's in, and then journaling every day on how do I feel? Right? Do I feel clearer than I was yesterday on, you know, whatever? Like what is new in my energy with the moon being where it is? Because you are so open, the activations of the moon, because the moon is the fastest moving celestial body. It goes through multiple gates in a day, unlike the sun, which, you know, goes through I don't know. The sun goes through a gate, I think, every 3 to 4 days because the sun goes through all 64 gates in a year. The moon goes through all 64 gates in a month, right? Because it moves real fast, right? So because of that, because it's the fastest moving celestial body in the sky, because you as a reflector are so open, you are very, very sensitive to those subtle shifts that are happening when the moon is transiting through these different gates. So I really, really recommend as a reflector, you track the lunar transits every single day. The easiest way that I think is to do this is to use Genetic Matrix. They actually have a lunar calendar thing that shows you what gates the moon's going to be in, what phase the moon is going to be in. It does cost. There's a cost for it because it's a pro membership, but I feel like if you want to have that insight, I think it's a really good idea. Or I also have a service where I work specifically with reflectors and we go through your transits daily. So those are 2 options. I also have a reflector human design workbook that actually has space for you to track the lunar transits and space for you to journal and all of those things. So those are 3 options that you could use, but there's also free options. Right? You could Google what phase of the moon what phase is the moon in today? What sign is the moon in today? Human design, what gate is the moon in, you know, March 29th, 2023, right? You could find this information for free. Absolutely. However you do it, whether you buy a pro membership, whether you buy from me, or whether you find it free online, please, 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 please track the lunar transits. Phase, sign, gates every single day, and journal. Journal on your energy, journal on how you're feeling, because it's going to shift day to day as the moon goes through these different phases, through these different transits, right? So that is number one. Number one with a bullet. Okay. Number two, spending time in nature. It is really, really important for you as a reflector to make sure that you are, number one, disconnecting from phone and social media and all that, because you are so sensitive to energetic shifts. Being in nature is extremely healing and very therapeutic for you because you are so open. It's going to help you get back into your center, get back to your energy, and kind of stabilize you, really. Because reflectors, it's really not great for you specifically. So I don't think it's great for any of us, but specifically for reflectors, I don't think that it's great energetically for you to constantly be around technology and constantly be around people. So when you go into nature, you spend time in nature, you're able to disconnect and come back into yourself, come back into your own energy, right? So that's number two. Number three, energy clearing. You pick up everything. You pick up everything because what is going on? Why can't I speak? All of your centers are undefined, which means you are constantly taking in things from your environment, constantly taking in energy, constantly taking in all of the things. You need to make time every single day to release that. Release what is not yours, release what is no longer serving you, come back to energetic neutrality, right? And the way to do that is clearing your energy. You can do this through meditation, breath work. Showering is a really, getting in the shower and visualizing the water kind of cleansing you and washing away everything that isn't yours, that isn't serving you. That's a really great way, but some form of energy clearing every single day, highly, highly recommend for reflectors. Rest. So this is kind of self-explanatory. You are not meant to be going. You're not, right? We all kind of have to, live and make a living and do all of these things. But rest for you is so important. Do not push away your body signals. Do not push yourself to the point of exhaustion. You specifically, it's really not healthy for you to do that. So rest, very important. Listening to your body, very important. This is the big one. Cultivating your environment. Because you are so open, because you're constantly taking in everything, you need to be in an environment that feels good. The way that your aura works is that it's sampling. You get to try on pieces of other people's energy from your entire body graph. You're sampling everyone's energy, right? So it's really important that you put yourself in environments that feel good, because you're going to take in things from your environment. So if you're taking the shit in, you want to make sure that it's stuff that you actually want to feel. Because being in environments that do not make you feel good is obviously not going to make you feel good, but it's going to more easily push you into your non-self theme of disappointment. Right? So you really want to cultivate your environment, cultivate your inner circle, cultivate the people that you hang around, because it's going to affect you more than everyone else. Okay. Spending time alone. Similarly to, projectors, you need time alone. You need time to come back to yourself, time to just kind of recenter and recalibrate, right? That's really important. Not to say that you can't be around people ever, right? Or you have to be like a hermit or a recluse or anything like that. That's not what I'm saying. But you really need to give yourself the space to have time alone every single day. Yeah. Connect with your non-self theme of disappointment. Look at the areas of your life. Where are you feeling disappointment? What is causing that disappointment, right? Are you not honoring your rest cycle? Are you putting yourself in environments that don't feel good because you feel like you should, right? Are you acting out of a non-self of your center, right? Because all of your centers are undefined. So it's very easy for you to fall into a shadow of any one of your 9 undefined centers. So is the disappointment coming from there? Is it coming from a center? Is it coming from your environment? Where is it coming from? And what's causing it? So every day, if you're taking this inventory, every day you're able to recalibrate and shift the things that are causing you disappointment so that you can experience less of it and experience more surprise, right? And the last thing I put on here was track the lunar cycle. So I guess what I did was I separated tracking the transits and tracking the lunar cycle. I really think that if you just track the lunar cycle, you will be fine. But if you also want to, track the other celestial bodies, you can do that as well, because you do get affected by those. I mean, we all get affected by all the transits, but you feel the transits more so because you are so open everywhere. So definitely, for sure, track the lunar transits. Like, no question, do that. But if you also wanted to track like the transit of the sun, the Earth, your Jupiter, your Saturn, if you want to track those as well, you can. I think it's helpful. Mandatory, maybe not so much, but definitely helpful. If you're like, I only can handle, tracking the moon, then just track the moon. You don't have to overwhelm yourself. That's not what we're here to do, right? But absolutely tracking the lunar cycle for sure. So I am going to link my gate series. I'll link the playlist in case you haven't seen it. I will also put up my alignment for reflectors video in case you have not watched that. And I will see you in, you know what? Let's recap. So number 1 was tracking the lunar cycle, tracking the lunar transits, the phase of the moon, the sign the moon is in, and the gates that it's going to be going through that day. Yeah. Spending time in nature, energy clearing, right? Resting, cultivating your environment, spending time alone, and connecting to your non-self. And then optional, tracking the other transits if that feels good for you. So those are the 7 things I think you should be doing every day as a reflector. I will link my gates playlist and the alignment for reflectors video so you can watch those. And I will see you in the next